Corey Williams, this is the Milwaukee police. Open the door. It's open it! Open it now!
On a quiet afternoon in Milwaukee, a normal family visit turned into a nightmare no one saw coming. A father and son inside their own home. Then multiple gunshots. A grandfather's frantic 911 call shattered the silence. My grandson shot his daddy upstairs. We need somebody out here right now.
My grandson shot his daddy up there.
Okay, tell me what's happening.
My grandson shot his daddy upstairs. We need to get somebody out here.
Okay, you say he's been shot?
Yes.
Okay, where's he shot at?
I don't know. I didn't go upstairs.
Okay. All right. So have you seen him? Is he awake and breathing?
didn't go upstairs.
Okay.
I need to get somebody, paramedics or somebody need to get here.
Okay, help is on the way, okay?
Police raced to the scene. What they walked into would tear one family apart forever.
Hey, did the shooter run? Where's the runner at? Where is he? The shooter's up there? Where's the son?
I don't know if that's, I think that's the son. I think the son.
Grandson?
In the apartment.
Anybody else in the house?
Apartment's clear. Apartment's clear. Sorry, there's cases all around me right now. There's cases everywhere. We'll say probably.
Can you go get someone?
I got the gun right here.
You want to do that?
We got a firearm here.
We got firearm recovered right here.
Officers found 47-year-old Corey Williams Sr. shot multiple times. He didn't survive. The shooter, his own 18-year-old son, Corey D. Williams Jr. According to witnesses, the teen came down the stairs right after the shots and told his grandfather, "I shot him." Just weeks earlier, the father had kicked his son out of the house. On July 2nd, 2025, the teen returned with his mother and brother to pick up his younger siblings. What started as an argument between the parents quickly turned deadly.
So did you hear any gunshots or anything? I heard six gunshots. I guess he has been living here now. I don't know what she says, but...
Well, he lives here, I think. The son and the mom just got evicted, maybe, according to his dad.
Probably from here.
No, they got evicted from somewhere else, he thought. And now that's anywhere they was here, possibly. It's possible. And he was carrying luggage out with him.
The boy was.
The 18-year-old. But he said there was like 5 to 6 other kids with him.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird.
So now the question is, but he said the grandson said he shot him.
No, the neighbor here said the kids came up here and I guess there was something, because she didn't hear her yelling or shouting, but he came up to visit, the other kids came up to visit, but they'd been gone. She just heard 6 shots and then she just headed for cover.
That's weird.
So the caller is probably the one driving him.
Call his grandpa.
Oh, it wasn't grandma, it was grandpa.
Grandpa, tell me that.
Kimberly and the other Corey got evicted. They came over here.
Supposedly here, I don't know.
When he probably said no out of the room, they probably got rid of him.
Possibly, we don't know. We don't know the reason. But says that when his grandson's running out, he says that he shot him.
Detectives first spoke with the teen's mother, Kimberly. She described years of domestic issues with her ex. She said she brought her older sons for safety. Inside the apartment, the parents began arguing. The teen stepped in to defend his mother, and everything escalated.
Realizing they have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement? Is that okay we talk to you? Okay. Let's start. Where did you stay? Where did you stay? Would have been
The night before I
Tuesday
came.
into Wednesday, yeah.
I was over at my sister's house.
Okay, and that is where?
That was on 48th and Custer.
Okay, and then who, you stay there by yourself?
No, my other sister is there too. That's my sister's
No,
house.
but none of your kids were there?
No, they were still over there at their dad's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you get contacted that there was this false signature, and then what do you do next?
And then that's when I put on my clothes, and then I contacted Corey and I said, hey, you guys put your clothes on because I want to go over there and grab the babies or whatever because your dad is doing too much, so I just want you guys to go with me.
You talked to your son, Corey?
Yeah,
Okay.
Corey Jr. I just asked him like, hey, could you and Aiden come down there with me just for like safety reasons,
Sure.
so I can go grab the kids. And then I texted him, and then I had let him know like I had got that call too from like the court people, and I'm like, I just want you guys to come down there with me for safety reasons. But I took my sons with me for safety just in case, because me and Corey has a history of domestic violence. Just in case he decided.
Which is reported.
Yeah, just in case he decided to want to put his hands on me, I just had my sons with me to help de-escalate things.
Did you tell him what those incidents were? Yesterday, did you go into detail about what those were or not?
No,
we didn't. Okay, and then you can if you want, or you don't have to. Was it physical or just, yeah?
Yeah, like so far as with Corey,
Yeah.
it was physical.
So what was the trigger point? What made it?
The trigger point was like when me and Corey Sr. was talking in a conversation, then Corey Jr. stepped in and told him like pertaining like, let us go. It was like something in that matter, like let us go, move out the way, let us go. And then after that, that's when them two, they started getting into it and getting into a tussle, and then I had to step into them like twice to break it up.
They got into a tussle, okay.
Yeah.
Who's all in the apartment when the arguings occur?
It's everybody, and then I had my little ones go out into the hallway. They're kind of like at the sofa by the door, and as they're arguing, I'm telling them like, go to the door. Go to the door.
Was the door open or closed?
It was closed.
It was closed, okay.
So like Aiden must have caught on to me telling the little ones to open the door, to go to the door, and he rushes to the door and opens it up and lets them out. He goes out and he lets them out. So he's in the hallway, and I step from in between them to go help him to help the rest of the kids into the hallway, and I was gonna go tell him to take the kids to the car. And that's when I heard the gunshots. That's when I heard it.
And where were you when the gunshots are struck?
I was in the hallway.
Okay.
Me and Aiden was both in the hallway.
How long were you in the hallway for?
Like, I'm gonna say, like a second. Like I walked, as soon as I walked out the door, bam, 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 bam. That's when I heard it, and I turned back around and I ran back to the house.
Okay.
No, my kids don't have a father. I don't have a dad.
Things escalate very quickly from forgery signatures to, unfortunately, these things happen quite often in our city.
I would have just went by myself. I didn't want any of this to happen at all. I would have just went by myself and called the police. But I was just scared to go by myself.
In your defense, you went in a way that you felt safe, right? Like nobody's going to put themselves in a predicament where they're going to go and not feel safe. So you know, based upon past history, right, that it probably wouldn't be the best thing to do is to go by yourself as a woman. And no offense, but you're not early woman.
According to the mother, a physical fight broke out. She tried to separate them and get the younger kids out into the hallway. Then she heard the gunshots. Hours later, officers and U.S. Marshals tracked the teen down.
Corey Williams, this is the Milwaukee Police. Open the door. Let's open it! Open it now!
What you saying? I can't hear him.
He said, run off the back door or something. Let me see your hands.
Corey, come out, Corey. Come out. Come out. Sir, come on out.
The babies are in here.
Who else is in here?
The babies. Can I get my sister? Can I get my sister? Can I get my sister?
Yes, all right.
Can I please?
Hey, let me see your hands!
At first, he refused to speak.
Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
No.
All right. All right, brother. We're going to take you back upstairs then, okay?
But eventually, he sat down with detectives and gave his version of what happened.
Was your dad there?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't home when you guys got there? How long do you guys think you were there before your dad came home?
Like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 20.
Okay, so 5 to 20 minutes. When he shows up, is he with someone or by himself?
He's by himself.
Okay, and then if you're able to kind of explain what happened.
But when he came in,
Yeah.
he came in like to the front door. I was grabbing my stuff, putting it in a suitcase, like my computer and my clothes. He came in, and him and I started to argue. And I kind of butted in and just told him to like move around, let us leave. He started tussling me at me like right here. He was throwing me around. And at this point, he had a gun in his hand.
The 18-year-old claimed his father grabbed him by the collar, threw him around, and had a gun in his hand.
What happens then?
And he swings me around to the dining room, like the dining room kitchen table. And he swings me over there and there's uneven.
I know this is really tough, man. I can't even put myself in your shoes.
He swings me over to the table. There's a firearm on the table, or a gun. Yeah, I grab it and I shoot him.
He said he saw another gun on the dining room table, grabbed it, and fired.
So you were only 2 or 3 feet away?
Yeah, I wasn't that far away.
And this happened by the dining room table? When you were able to shoot, was his hand still on you or did he manage to let go?
He let go.
Okay. So then he let go and then you were able to shoot?
Yeah.
How many times do you think you shot?
I don't even know.
What was he doing at that point?
Like when I grabbed it?
Yeah, like when you started shooting, what was he doing?
I don't even remember.
Did he still have the gun in his hand?
I didn't see that.
Okay, so you're not sure if he had the gun in his hand at the time?
I'm not sure.
What happened after that?
We left. Then I left, but like my mother called the police. Then we left.
She called while you were still in there?
No, I was outside.
Okay. So you went outside and you
Like
leave?
nobody was in there. We were outside next to the car. She was in there calling the police.
Okay. So she stayed inside the apartment to call the police while you waited outside?
She was like in the hallway.
Okay. Did your siblings go with you?
Like to the car?
Yep.
They went the moment it went down, like they left, like they ran.
I remember how many times you shot? Like, was it more than 5 or less than 5?
More.
Was it more than 10 or less than 10?
It was more than 5. I know that.
Okay, so 5 to 10. Okay, is it more than 10 or do you remember?
I don't.
Okay.
He admitted shooting his father more than 5 times, striking him in the arm, shoulder, chest, and groin. When pressed about the details, the teen repeatedly said he didn't remember everything, but he was sure it was self-defense.
And when your dad fell, did you continue to shoot from your recollection?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
By the time he fell, it was over.
Okay. Because we'll bring in a few photos, and the only reason why we asked that is because in the crime scene where he was, there was casings around his body.
No.
We'll show you some photos, man, just to try and clear things up, okay?
Alright.
Anything else you want to ask?
That should be good until we grab the photos. I guess the biggest thing is why? Like, right, like, why did you shoot?
He's a tiny. That dude is like 300 pounds.
But then at the time you told my partner that he had you by the shirt, right? But that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't see him with the gun at that point when you started firing.
I did see him with the gun.
When you started firing?
No, when he first started to pull on my shirt, I saw him with the gun.
Yep.
When I was by the table, he had his arm like this.
Okay. So at that point you didn't see it, but
I knew it was there, yeah.
okay. Did you see what happened to that firearm after all this transpired?
No.
Do you know where you were standing when you started?
I was in front of the table, like literally, like right there, in front of the bucket.
And then where were you when you stopped shooting?
Probably like right here, right there.
Okay, so you think you only took a step or two?
I don't know how many steps, but I know I moved.
Okay. You think you made it into the living room?
No.
One of the things that happens when someone passes away is they do an autopsy. Do you know what an autopsy is?
Yeah.
Okay. So part of an autopsy is that they'll examine any wounds that someone has, like any injuries, especially bullet holes, and they'll see when those came in, try to determine how far away the gun was when it was fired, and kind of the path that bullet took through the person, okay? And that helps us also kind of recreate what happened. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you. One of the things that I'm concerned about down the line is that the autopsy shows that potentially maybe he was hit while he was already on the ground. If that's the case, I just want to jump ahead of that and figure out why that would be. So if that happened, I would really appreciate kind of the explanation behind that versus hearing it one way now and then figuring it out later. Because I'm not calling you a liar at all. I just want to get ahead and figure out what happened.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
I know it's a lot. We threw a lot at you, but we do appreciate you, all right?
Can I keep the water?
No, I have to give you a water bottle. I'll take a few drinks if
Yeah,
Prosecutors weren't fully convinced. Family members said they never saw the father with a gun that day. The teen was initially charged with second-degree reckless homicide. Months later, the case took a major turn. Corey Williams Jr. reached a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to homicide by negligent handling of a dangerous weapon. In February 2026, the judge sentenced him to 5 to 8 years in prison, but then stayed the sentence. Instead of going to prison, the 18-year-old was given 5 years of probation. No prison time as long as he follows the rules. One argument, one gun, multiple shots. An 18-year-old took his father's life, claiming self-defense. The justice system showed him mercy, but many in the community are still asking whether justice was truly served. This is what happens when young choices spiral out of control and the system decides the final outcome. If you're new here, subscribe to Young and Guilty and turn on notifications. We cover the raw, complete stories of young offenders, from the streets and bodycam footage all the way to the courtroom and sentencing. Drop a like if you believe actions should have real consequences. Comment below, was probation the right sentence, or should he have gone to prison? Let us know your thoughts. Next case drops soon. Stay locked in.